Hello, my dear students. This is Abhishek Mishra, Faculty of Social Studies at Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. In this video, I am going to teach you Class 10th History, Chapter number 2, Nationalism in India. In my previous video, we had discussed about the Rowlatt Act and the martial law that was imposed on 10th of April and the incidents after Rowlatt Act over there. So in this video, I am going to tell you the words of Mahatma Gandhi on Satyagrah. His views I am going to share. What Mahatma Gandhi said, that Satyagrah was a passive resistance, that it is the weapon of the weak. But the power which is the subject of this article can be used only by the strong. Means Mahatma Gandhi said that to use Satyagrah cannot be done by all. It can be used only by the strong person. This power is not passive resistance, indeed it calls for intense activity. The movement in South Africa was not passive but active. Mahatma Gandhi fought some cases of Indians, those who were suffered by the apartheid system in South Africa. So that movement in South Africa was not passive, it was active. Satyagraha is not a physical force. A Satyagrahi does not inflict pain on the adversary. Means he does not take revenge from the other one. He does not seek his destruction without doing any damage or destruction to the other one. The Satyagrahi directly use to appeal to the conscience of that second one. In the use of Satyagraha, there is no ill will whatever. Satyagraha is a pure soul force. Truth is the very substance of the soul. That is why this force is called Satyagraha. Means a Satyagrahi never does the destruction of others, neither he put any damage to the second one. Directly he appealed to the conscience and fought with the ways of truth. The soul is informed with knowledge. In it burns the flame of love. Non-violence is the supreme dharma. According to Mahatma Gandhi, if you are going to win the battle, then win the battle with love, without spreading any hate or jealousy. It is certain that India cannot rival Britain or Europe in force of arms. Already we were weak in force of arms. The British worship the war god, and they can all of them become as they are becoming bearers of arms. The 100 of millions in India can never carry arms. India is not considered as a warrior, as a country of warriors. They have made the religion of non-violence their own. In India, the passive resistance that is called as Satyagraha, which is based on non-violence, that will be the weapon of Indians. Now, moving further to the next topic, that is the Jallianwala Bagh incident. So Jallianwala Bagh incident was happened on 13th of April 1999 in Punjab, in the state of Punjab of Amritsar district. So on 13th of April, the infamous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. On that day, a crowd of villagers who had come to Amritsar to attend a fair gathered in the enclosed ground of Jallianwala Bagh. Already martial law was imposed on 10th of April, but being unaware about this martial law, people were gathered in Jallianwala Bagh to discuss about the policies of the Rowlatt Act and to discuss about the incident that happened on 10th of April. So being from outside the city, they were unaware of the martial law that had been imposed. General Dyer entered the area, blocked the exit point and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds of the people. His object, as he declared later, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of Satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. Means General Dyer was there in Jallianwala Bagh to spread terror in the name of Britishers. As the news of Jallianwala Bagh spread, crowd took to the streets in many North Indian towns. There were strike clashes with the police and attacks on government buildings. So many Satyagrahis were also beaten when they revolted against the Britishers. The government responded with brutal repression, seeking to humiliate and terrorize people. Satyagrahis were forced to rub their noses on the grounds, crawl on the streets and do salute to all the sahibs. People were flogged in villages around Gujranwala in Punjab, now that is in Pakistan, were bombed. Means everywhere there were violence activities. Seeing violence spread, Mahatma Gandhi called off the movement. That was, I think, the drawback of Mahatma Gandhi's movement. Each and every time when he found something violent is going in his movement, directly he called off all the movement. While the Rowlatt Satyagraha had been a widespread movement, it was still limited mostly to cities and towns. Means there were so many people at that time who were not favoring the Satyagraha movement. Mahatma Gandhi now felt the need to launch a more broad-based movement in India. But he was certain that no such movement could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims together. And on the way of doing this, he felt was to take up the Khilafat issue. Khilafat issue means after the First World War, the Ottoman Turkey was defeated in First World War. And there were rumors that a harsh peace treaty was going to be imposed on the Ottoman Empire. Mahatma Gandhi was sorting the opportunity. He was sorting for a base for which he can unite Hindu and Muslims together so that collectively they can fight with Britishers. So he directly raised the Khilafat issue to defend the Khalifa's temporal powers. Khalifa was the Islamic guru of Ottoman Empire. A Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay in March 1919 with the leadership of two Ali brothers, that were Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. So these both Ali brothers discussed with Mahatma Gandhi about the possibility of a united mass action on this issue. Mahatma Gandhi sought this Khilafat issue as an opportunity to unite Hindu and Muslims under a same umbrella. So at the Calcutta session of the Congress in September 1920, he convinced other leaders of the need to start a non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat as well as for Swaraj. So by this Khilafat issue, Mahatma Gandhi gathered both Hindus and Muslims together so that with their unity they can fight to the Britishers. So here I am ending this video right now. In my next video I will start the non-cooperation movement, where it was spread and what were the views of the people about this non-cooperation movement. Thank you.